Hello, my learners. I extend my greetings to you in your various homes. Once again, this week I come to you with the substrand self-responsibility. Self-responsibility means taking responsibility for aspects of your life that are within your control. Thus, there are certain things you have to be responsible for. Things that you can manage and control. Things that you have control over. You are expected to be responsible for. So in making choices and taking decisions, you should accept that at the end of your decision taking, you should accept the blame or the reward for whatever decision that you took. So self-responsibility goes with praise, blame, reward, or punishment for an act performed or neglected. So if we're in a group and you are performing an activity, you should be able to perform your role as expected of you. Therefore, if you commit an act which is punishable by the rules of the game, you should accept it in good faith. And that is what I mean. You should be able to accept your responsibility for the act that you've committed. And that is what I mean by self-responsibility. If you commit an offense in the game, you should accept that you've offended. And then the punishment that goes with it, you should be able to accept it. So in a game, if you foul someone and then the referee or the officiating official accept it and take it as an offense against you, please never complain. Accept it in good faith because you've offended. So you should accept your blames. So you are responsible for an act that you commit or a decision that you take. And that is self-responsibility. All right, so you can read further for more explanation. Thank you. Now, these are the examples of self-responsibility in a group activity. Meaning that if you are in a group performing an activity, you should be responsible for your own act. And these are some of the examples that you should follow. Now, 1. Obey rules and regulations for the activity. In any game or any activity, there are rules pertaining to the activity as to how to go about it. So it is your responsibility to obey the rules and regulations for that particular game. You should know the rules and regulations so that you go by all the rules and regulations. Now, secondly, you have to control feelings of anger such that you don't act in an unreasonable way. So it is your responsibility to control your feelings of anger such that you don't do anything to go against the rules of the game, which you know will be punishable. Now, the third example is appreciate and accept calls from officiating officials. If you are called by the referee or the one assisting the game, and definitely you know once you are being called, the referee has something for you or the officiating official has something to tell you, and therefore you should appreciate it and accept any calls from such officiating officials. Now, fourthly, you should be responsible for your own action committed. Now, as to how to play the game is your responsibility. And already before you are chosen to take part in any activity, then of course, you know how to do it. That is why you are selected for the game. So, as to how to play the game is your responsibility to know how to go about the game. And lastly, whatever you do in the game, it is your responsibility to apply attention and care in your actions. That is, you should be careful in playing the game. You don't play it anyhow, according to how you want it. You should play according to the rules of the game, because your actions are your actions, and it goes with reward or punishment. Thank you. So these are the examples of self-responsibility in a group activity. Knowing that you are in a group and you are performing that activity, you should be responsible for your own actions. Thank you. I'll meet you again next week. Bye-bye. Hello, learners. I extend my warmest greetings to you all. This week I present to you benefits of self-responsibility. That is, if you are self-responsible, you become more confident with yourself. You do things without being afraid. You are confident of whatever you do because you know whatever you are doing. And secondly, you are able to solve more problems. Since you are self-responsible for your actions, you make sure that you don't do anything against your will. And therefore, when you are confronted with any problem, you are able to solve the problem because you have that ability. Because you are self-responsible, you are capable of solving your own problems. And then thirdly, you experience better relationship. If people get to know that you are self-responsible, they get to associate themselves to you. And therefore, you build that better relationship with your peers. They have that confidence in you. They trust you because you are responsible for your own actions. And then also, you become a role model to your colleagues because they can trust you. And therefore, even if they have any problem, they can come to you. And since they know you are responsible, you can handle issues. So these are some benefits of self-responsibility. And then you're able to improve your decision making. Thank you. Now, these are the personal and social skills that you achieve when practicing self-responsibility. That is in a group activity. There's that kind of teamwork. In the first place, there's that kind of teamwork among the group because you are all responsible. And then there's fair play because you are responsible for your actions and therefore you don't want to commit any act punishable by the rules of the game. And then there's some kind of respect for each other because you are all responsible and therefore you know how to respect yourselves since you are all responsible for your actions. And then there's tolerance among the group members. And then finally, there's empathy for each of the members since you feel for other. Thank you. Hello, my learners. This week I present to you the substance or drug abuse. Now, substance abuse or drug abuse is the use of a drug in amounts which are harmful to the individual or other people. Now, normally this happens when a person uses a drug over and over again or in ways that hurt the person's health. Now, some people do not follow the instructions given to them by their doctors or physician, and therefore they do whatever that they like. They take in the drug that in amounts that are excess or below the prescribed one given to them by the doctor. And that is what is referred to as drug abuse. So whenever you are given a prescription, follow the instruction, follow the prescription. Do not take in more or lesser of what you are supposed to take. If you do that, you are abusing the drug. And that is what is meant by drug abuse. Thank you. Now, some drugs are illegal to have or to use, meaning that some of the drugs are banned by law, which you are not supposed to take. And due to the nature of the drugs or what the drugs can do, certain people abuse the drugs by using them to perform an activity. Some drugs are used by athletes or boxers, and it helps them in whatever that they do. No, in as much as it helps them, you are not supposed to use such drugs because they are banned by the law of the land. So you are not supposed to abuse drugs. Now, certain drugs too have limits that you are not supposed to exceed. So if you are asked to take 2 pills a day, you are advised to follow the instructions. If you do more than that, you are abusing the drug. Now, some of the drugs that are mostly abused are cannabis, weed, cocaine, alcohol. Now, these drugs, if you take them in excess, you are abusing them. And for cocaine, you are not even advised to take them. So you can do more research on drug abuse for more information. Thank you. Now, these are the effects of drug abuse. Firstly, there is the problem of mental health. Those who abuse drugs normally have mental problems. Because of the nature of the drugs that they abuse, it affects the mind. And therefore, as it affects the mind, it affects the way you learn also. So you are advised not to abuse drugs because it will lead to mental health problems. And secondly, there is that kind of behavioral or conduct problems. You see that those who abuse drugs normally have behavioral problems. They behave strangely. They act abnormally. And you wouldn't like to associate yourself with such. So desist from abusing drugs. Now, thirdly, there's this kind of depression. Now, they act strangely and they become so depressed. They are not by themselves. You see that they are not happy. They are always in a sad situation. They are moody. And whatever that they do doesn't go on with them. So they are depressed. That is the third effect of drug abuse. Now, fourthly, those who abuse drugs normally drop out of school because people do not like to associate with drug addicts. And so they find themselves uncomfortable in schools. They wouldn't like to be in school in such manner because they behave strangely. They have mental problems. They are depressed. And finally, what they do is that they drop out of school. So this is also an effect of drug abuse. And there's this kind of general health problems if you abuse drugs. Generally, you find out that you are not okay with yourself. Today you are sick. The next day you find out that your head, another time your stomach, you'll not be able to concentrate on your studies. So you have that kind of general health problems. So these are some effects of drug abuse. Research, you are advised to research and know more effects of drug abuse. Thank you.
Good day to you all, my lovely learners. Today I come to you with the substrand body composition. Now, body composition talks about the percentage of muscles and fat in the body. That is, if you have more fat in the body, you are less likely to have enough strength. than a person who is having more muscles. You should build up your body strongly so that you'll be able to compete in athletics, in soccer, in any event or activities. So you need to check your body. If you have more fat in your body, then you need to work on your body so that you can reduce the percentage of fat within the body. You need to build up your muscles so that you burn fat. So you have to check your body weight. And therefore, if you know yourself that you have more fat, you need to work on it. Burn the fat, at least a little, so that you'll be able to gain enough strength so that whenever you are exercising, you don't get tired easily. Those with much fat, whenever they are exercising, they do get tired easily. So body composition talks about the percentage of fat and muscles in the body. So you need to work on your body. If you have enough fat in your body, you need to work on it. Of course, those who have muscular strength are able to exercise much and they don't get tired easily as compared to those who have enough fat in their body. So work on your body to reduce the percentage of fat in the body. You need to exercise. You need to go to the gym. You need to jog so that you can work on your body to reduce or burn the fat. That is what I mean by body composition. It describes the percentage of fat, bone, water, and muscle in human bodies. Now, the human body is composed of water, protein, minerals, and fat. In all this, you need to work on your body if you know you have enough fat in your body. And that is what I mean by body composition. Thank you. Now let's talk about the body types. We have 3 basic body types, and these are ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Now the ectomorph is a typical skinny guy. If you see a typical skinny guy, they are those people we call ectomorph. And I believe you and I know those that I'm referring to, those who are skinny with bones. Now, these skinny people have difficulty in building muscles. They easily get tired when they are exercising. And they are those we refer to as ectomorph. They are the typical skinny guy. They are the typical skinny guys. And they find it difficult building their muscles. Now, before an ectomorph will become mesomorph, then the person needs to work a lot, go to gym a lot, lift metals, lift weight, eat a lot, taking a lot of medications if really the person wants to build up and become like a mesomorph. So these people are what we refer to as ectomorph. And then we have mesomorph. Now the mesomorph is muscular and well built with a high metabolism and responsive cells. They are the well-built people. They are those people who have the 6 packs. They are those people who have worked on their body and they are well-built. They have strong muscles. They are physically fit. They are strong. Athletically, they are strong. Muscularly, they are strong. In every event, they can compete. They don't get tired easily. They have worked on their body. We call these people mesomorph. They have big muscles. And you and I know those that I'm referring to. So these people are mesomorph. And then we have the endomorph. These are people with high body fat. And often they don't have that much shape. They are those people we call obolo. Yes. They have body fat. They are those people with much body fat. Those people who are plump. Those people who are fat. Who are big. Not necessarily those people who have built their bodies. No. I'm talking about those who are plump. They are big. They have more fat in them. And they need to work on their bodies to either become ectomorph or mesomorph. They can decide to choose if they want to become skinny or if they want to build up on work on their fat to become like mesomorph. Yes, so these are the endomorph. The endomorph is big and have high body fat, and normally some are shapeless. So they need to work on their bodies. So these are the three body types. We have ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. Good day to you. I'll come back again next week. Bye-bye. Greetings to you all, my learners. This week I present to you safety rules at school. Now, safety is very, very important at school. You know, we do a lot of activities at school, and therefore your safety is to be ensured so that you do not hurt yourself on the compound or on the playing field. So these are the safety rules you have to observe when you are at school. First, you do not have to run on the compound. Do not run on the compound. Some of you guys do run helter-skelter, running haphazardly on the compound, and at times some of you do get hurt. So you need to observe this safety rule. Very, very important. It's very, very important. Do not run on the compound, because if you do, you may get hurt. So the first safety rule is that you should not run on the compound. And secondly, you do not have to fight or throw objects at people. This is also very, very important. You don't have to hit anybody. Do not throw any object to hit anybody or to hurt anybody. Do not hit people. Throwing object might hurt somebody, so do not hurt anybody. That is the second safety rule you have to observe. There are a lot of safety rules, so this is the second safety rule. Do not fight or throw object at people. Fighting is forbidden, and as such you don't have to fight. And the third one is you don't have to stand on chairs or even on tables. You may fall and get hurt. It's very, very important. You don't have to bang the doors as well. You have to sit, and you don't have to stand on chairs and tables or banging of doors. You don't have to do that. It is also one of the safety rules you have to observe when you are in school. And do not play with sharp objects like blade, knife, cutters. When you are working with them, you have to be very, very careful. You don't have to be holding them whenever, excuse me, if you don't need them, don't use them. If you are using it, to use it carefully. So this is the other safety measure you have to observe at school. Do not use knife, do not use cutters whenever you don't need them. Do not hold sharp objects. It might hurt you or hurt other people. Thank you. Now these are the importance of safety. Firstly, safety reduces the likelihood of injury and accident. That is, if you practice safety at school or even on the field of play, you are not likely to get hurt. You protect yourself and you keep yourself from danger. So safety reduces the likelihood of injury and accident. Now the second importance of safety is that it reduces the chances of injury. Likely, like I said, likewise, you would not get hurt. You are not likely to injure yourself. So you keep yourself safe from hurt. And then the third one is loss of educational hours are limited. You don't have to lose classes. You always have to be present at school. So if you practice safety, you prevent yourself from absenting yourself from school, because you not get hurt, you not get sick, you will not fall to hurt yourself. So you always be present at school. So your safety is very, very important, so that you can enjoy your lessons at school. Thank you, and we'll meet again next week. Bye.